This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Officers attached to Operation Ceasefire arrested a 45-year-old male of Elizabeth Estates after he was allegedly found in possession of a handgun and ammunition. Officers made the arrest shortly before 7 p.m. on Tuesday at the culprit's residence. Active police investigations continue. Meanwhile, officers also attached to Operation Ceasefire confiscated some 15 pounds of suspected marijuana Tuesday afternoon. Police reportedly say around 1:30 p.m., officers were on routine patrol in the area of Balls Alley when they observed a male walking through a track road acting suspiciously. Once the male saw the officers, he ran from the area and was able to evade police. Subsequently, officers conducted a search of the area where the male was and discovered the drugs. The suspected marijuana estimated street value is $15,000. Active police investigations continue. Police are on the hunt for at least 5 armed robbers who got away with undisclosed amount of cash in 2 separate armed robberies on Wednesday. Shortly before noon, a business establishment on Mount Rose Avenue was held up by 3 masked males, all of whom were allegedly armed with handguns. The culprits reportedly robbed the establishment of an undisclosed amount of cash and watches and fled the area in an unknown direction. The store security video of the armed robbery has since gone viral. The second armed robbery incident reportedly occurred shortly before 1 p.m. on Wednesday in the parking lot of a financial institution on East Bay Street. Police say that a male customer was walking towards the financial institution when he was approached by 2 males, both of whom were wearing blue hooded jackets. One of the males produced a handgun and demanded the victim's briefcase. The culprits robbed the male of his briefcase, which contained an undisclosed amount of cash, a cell phone, and checkbooks, fleeing the area on foot in the direction of Dowdswell Street. Police are actively investigating and appealing to members of the public to be aware of your surroundings at all times, especially as the holiday season approaches. Governor General Sir Cornelius A. Smith administered the oath of allegiance and judicial oath to the Madam Senior Justice Indira Charles as Acting Chief Justice during a swearing-in ceremony at the office of the Governor General on Tuesday, October 25th. Justice Charles was sworn in as Justice of the Supreme Court by former Governor General Sir Arthur Folkes in January of 2012. She served as a Justice of the High Court of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court since January 2000. She served as a resident justice in the British Virgin Islands from January 2005 until her retirement from that court in December of 2011. Justice Charles also served as an acting Justice of Appeal in the Court of Appeal of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court on 3 separate occasions. Educated at the University of the West Indies, Justice Charles received her Certificate of Legal Education from the Council of Legal Education in 1983. On October 20th, the Ministry of National Security hosted a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, signing with local and international partners in an effort towards protecting the Bahamas' maritime natural resources and wildlife. Wild Aid Marine, the Nature Conservancy, and multiple Bahamian agencies have been partnering since 2018 to assess and alleviate some of the burdens on the fishing industry. This partnership has led to the formation of a number of results-oriented initiatives meant to elevate maritime domain awareness, increase success in investigating and catching foreign poachers. The MOU acknowledges this continued cooperation between the Ministry of National Security, its agencies, the Nature Conservancy, Wild Aid Marine, Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Ministry of Labor and Immigration, Ministry of Finance, and the Bahamas National Trust. According to Minister of National Security Wayne Munro, the MOU represents a step in building capacity for the existing Bahamian law enforcement agencies that are tasked with maritime protection and protection of the fishing industry. And finally, Nassau Cruise Port employees stand with the women and men around the world who have been affected by breast cancer and with their families that support them as well. Recognizing the ongoing and tireless work of the Cancer Society of the Bahamas, the team at the cruise port personally donated $2,100 to the Cancer Society for their vital and comprehensive commitment to all people affected by the disease. Some of the people of the Nassau Cruise Port have had family members touched by breast cancer, so that team did not hesitate to support such an important national cause, said Mike Mora Jr., the company's CEO. According to ColemanBahamas.org, health officials estimate that 300 to 500 new cases are diagnosed each year, and 48% of the women diagnosed with breast cancer in the Bahamas were under 50 years old. It is reported that 44% of Bahamian women with breast cancer were diagnosed with stage 3 or stage 4 cancer, meaning Bahamian women are being diagnosed very late and at an average age of 42. Nassau Cruiseport encourages the Bahamian community to get mammograms and medical checkups regularly. That'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jareno Saunders. It's a pleasure to have you join us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.